Hi, my name is Ethan with EAG Create on TikTok and YouTube, and I am partnering with PartsView to bring you a really exciting project. So we are going to show you how to refurbish a boat on a budget. So I'm going to pull this boat out of the shop, pull it down the driveway, and show you what $5,500 will get you in Michigan as far as boats go. And I'll also discuss why we didn't buy certain boats and kind of talk about that before I really show you this one. So let's get it done. I went on a journey all throughout Michigan yesterday, trying to find the perfect boat to show you PartsView viewers what to look for. So here's the first boat. We found it on Facebook Marketplace. We scrolled for weeks trying to find one. This seemed like a great boat. It was a 2004 Stingray in the 18-foot range. We pull up, the engine was great, the outdrive was great, but the boat needed a lot of cosmetic restoration. So after talking to the owner, she was not willing to sell the boat for a penny under $6,000, which I thought was a bit too much money for that boat. So with our tail tucked between our legs, we left and we kept driving. We ended up in Lansing, Michigan, where we found a 2004 Four Winds. And as soon as we pulled up, I knew this was the one. It looked great. The outside looked great. The hull looked great. Took off the cover. The entire inside of the boat had been spray painted like silver and white. On to the third boat. So I'm driving home, a little discouraged, not sure if we're going to find a boat today. And then this boat pops up, a 1999 Sea Sprite 1850. Before we really get into this boat, I'll show you where we found it, and then I'm going to start telling you why this was a boat that PartsView and I decided to purchase. Let's see if we can peek inside through the shrink wrap. Interior looks great. Like I said, the owner's a Mercruiser technician, completely went through the motor and the outdrive, so I feel a lot more confident in buying this one than some of the other boats we've seen today. So there's three things that are really important when you're looking at a boat. The motor or the powertrain, the inboard, the outboard, whatever's powering the boat is obviously very important. The next thing is the trailer. Trailers can get very expensive, and if you don't have a trailer that works, it's going to delay you getting onto the water. The third thing is the floor. These 90s, 80s boats, a lot of them have floor issues after continued use in marine environments. So if the floor is soft, if you don't want a project, I would avoid those boats. So while I'm down here, let me mention this. This is a transom, the very back of the boat. All of the power from your outdrive, from your outboard, whatever, is going to be transferred directly onto the transom. So if that transom is soft, that's a large project and you should probably avoid it. It's very easy to check. You grab your outboard and just shake it. If there's any play in the transom, you're in for a big project and you're not going to want to do it. So we just checked out the transom. Now the trailer is the next thing that I think is important. Without a good trailer, you can't take your boat to the water, as I mentioned. So make sure it's in, solid shape. Make sure it's not too rusty. Make sure that the axles, the wheels are in good shape. And it's just ask the owner what kind of maintenance they have done to the trailer to keep it in tip-top shape. So welcome aboard our 18.5-foot Sea Sprite. I mentioned the floors and how important it is to make sure that they're not soft. It's very easy to do. Just put some weight around the floors. Make sure it's not flexing at all. Open the hatches. Make sure there's no rotting wood. It's usually very easy to spot. While I'm over here, it's really easy to open up the compartments, check inside, check the bottoms of the seats that are made out of wood. If those are falling apart, it's not a game changer, but it's something you're going to have to do. This particular boat needs none of it. If you do look at a boat and there's little things wrong with it, like the horn or the nav lights, it could be as simple as a fuse, or if it's something more serious where it needs an actual part replaced, you go to PartsView, pick up the part, replace it, and it's usually pretty easy. So I've worked my way towards the rear of the boat and I'm checking out the motor before I buy it. The most important thing, if you live in a northern state or anywhere where it freezes, is to ask the owner if it's been winterized. If the boat hasn't been winterized, there's a good chance that you're going to need to work on it, and it could be as catastrophic as needing a new motor. But always ask about engine maintenance, when they've changed the oil, how often they've changed the oil, you'll usually get a very good idea of how well the boat has been kept. With this particular beauty, it was owned and maintained by a MerCruiser technician. So when we bought it, that was a huge bonus. We knew that this boater has not only been taken care of, we knew it ran perfectly, completely rebuilt the outdrive. So it was a win-win for us. Now, when you're poking around the motor, if you don't know a lot about engines, it's going to be a little difficult, but you can usually tell. If there's anything leaking, if you see oil dripping, if it's leaking fuel, those are things that most people can check out. If you don't feel comfortable diagnosing or looking at a motor, just take it to a friend or a mechanic or someone who does. While I'm back here, I'll mention one more thing. Boats come with an array of motors, from 4 cylinders to V6s to V8s. This particular boat has a 4.3 liter MerCruiser, which is a perfect middle ground between power, fuel economy. But at the end of the day, all of these MerCruisers, Volvos, anything that you get is going to be pretty reliable, and there shouldn't be too much difference from one motor to the other. It just kind of depends what you want to do with the boat. Do you want to go tubing? Do you want to go just drive on a lake and relax? It's really up to you. So this particular boat does need the seat reupholstered, but anywhere where there's a lot of boats or marinas, you're going to find someone who can do it relatively cheaply, and it'll look brand new, and you'll be on the water in no time. I wouldn't get too hung up on what type of boat it is, but more importantly, how well has a boat been maintained? Has it been in storage? Has it been taken care of? Has it been winterized properly? You can tell when a boat's been neglected, and you can tell when a boat hasn't, and that is exactly why we bought this one. Thanks for watching. We had a lot of fun picking this boat out, and stick around as we refurbish the boat on a budget. If you have any ideas of parts or things we should do to it, let us know in the comments. Like, follow, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.